It's really exciting that just in time for Women's History Month, the new biopic Queen of the Ring about Mildred Burke is hitting theaters on March 7th, 2025. Queen of the Ring tells the real-life story of the first women's world wrestling champion, Mildred Burke. She reigned for nearly 20 years, from the 1930s through the 1950s. The biopic is based on the nonfiction book of the same name by Washington Post journalist Jeff Leen. I personally have a long connection with this story because I made a documentary called Lady Wrestler about the courageous black women who integrated professional wrestling in the 1950s. They were basically the Jackie Robinson of professional wrestling. The black women whom I feature in Lady Wrestler had the same promoter as Mildred Burke, a man named Billy Wolfe. In fact, Mildred was Billy Wolfe's wife. There is a very complicated relationship between Mildred and Billy, and you can go see Queen of the Ring to find out all the tea about that. In the meantime, here's an excerpt from my documentary, Lady Wrestler, in which Jeff Leen, and again, Jeff Leen is the author who wrote the book Queen of the Ring that the new movie is based on, talking about Billy and Mildred. In this clip, Jeff talks about the sex, muscles, and diamonds formula that Billy and Mildred created to train women wrestlers. And if you want the full story about the black women and their contributions to history, watch my documentary, Lady Wrestler, on Amazon Prime Video. In Lady Wrestler, Ethel Johnson, who was the first black women world champion in the 1950s, talks about her experiences in her own words. Ethel also shares anecdotes about her older sister, Babs Wingo, who is credited as the first black woman in professional wrestling. You also get to hear from wrestling legend Ramona Isbell in her own words, as well as the children of wrestling legend Marva Scott, including Kim Goodwin Martin, Marva's daughter. Marva Scott was Babs and Ethel's younger sister, and she was a phenomenon in her own right. For more information about Babs, Ethel, and Marva, go to the website thewingosisters.com, which is administered by Marva's daughter, Kim. Thank you for watching, and without further ado, here is Jeff Leen talking about Mildred Burke and Billy Wolfe, who are the subjects of the new biopic Queen of the Ring, and they also played a major role in the documentary that I made. Billy Wolfe set up shop in the Park Hotel in downtown Columbus and began assembling a bevy of beauties to help him stake his claim in the cutthroat wrestling business.
He only picked the best of the best. He wanted really attractive women who were good athletes. I mean, they had to have a sex appeal.
Billy really wanted to cultivate all of his women so that they weren't called woman wrestlers, but they were called lady wrestlers. And I can remember that on some of my pictures it said, Lady Wrestler.
Billy Wolfe quickly established a reputation as the self-made Maharaja of muscle, who lifted women's wrestling out of the circus sideshows to make the sport one of the top drawing attractions in the country.
So Billy came in early on in the late 1940s and became a member of the National Wrestling Alliance. And what that meant was, in 26 of the major promotional cities where women were allowed, just a phone call and he could book his women into the biggest arena in town with the major male wrestlers.
Billy made a star out of Mildred Burke, the first of several wives who were many years his junior. Mildred reigned as the women's world wrestling champion for nearly 20 years, from 1935 to 1954.
Mildred Burke was a real originator. And there were women before her. If you read the history, there were women before Mildred that started it too. And they wrestled in carnivals. Those were the women who were the real pioneers.
If you like this video, please leave a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel.